4 strings, but use a point. Four strings, is yeah.
Violin carries 4 strings. E and D and G and D and G says low is darker underneath them all. In 1871, well, help me looked at this era and chose not 4 voices but 1 low string to carry the song alone. Most people think more means richer, more choices means stronger. Every available color should somehow improve the picture, but the opposite happens. Remove the range, remove the exits, remove the extra choices, and the single remaining string begins to speak more clearly. 4 strings to 1. Did we lose something? No, we chose. Throw away range, throw away options, throw away alternate routes. Every remove possibility makes the one necessary direction sharper. 4 strings can create hesitation. 1 string removes the argument, leaving only 1 question: how much expression can fit inside this narrow road? A limitation becomes a frame. The frame creates the shape, and sometimes 1 black line says more than 100 colors scattered across the page. The 3 silent strings were never wasted. Every note they do not play becomes part of the decision that lets the remaining voice stand forward. Not enough. Wrong. This much is enough. Is enough. 1 string, 1 is enough. 1 string, 1 makes it ring on the G string. Still singing. Limitation is not a handicap. Limitation is design. 4 strings do not mean use all 4. 100 colors do not mean paint with every color. 100 words do not mean speak every word. Cut and cut until what remains is exactly what you meant to say, and suddenly less is not weakness. I didn't lose choices, I removed the need to choose. I didn't lose escape routes, I closed them on purpose. Concentrate every ounce of motion into 1 vibrating line, and the lower string can reach deeper than 4 competing voices ever could. Being able to do everything sometimes means deciding nothing. Having every road sometimes means taking none. So draw the boundary, write the rule, narrow the field, and discover the movement that could only exist inside that restriction. Showing everything you own is not automatically expression. Choosing what stays silent is part of the art, and the 3 strings that never sound remain inside the piece as invisible pressure, pushing the single G string into the light. 1 string enough. One string, 1 is enough. 1 string, 1 makes it strong. The less you carry, the clearer it rings. The more you remove, the brighter it sings. On the G string, 1 narrow line can reach the whole. Less is not weak. Less is strong. Thank you forever.
Bach.
Never knew this title. Original name was simply Air, a movement inside Oak Street number 3. Born as a quiet piece without the famous nickname around 1730 in Leipzig. When Bach wrote the music, the word G string were nowhere in the title and nowhere in his intention. He simply wrote an elegant air, not a song named for 1 violin string, not a piece designed around a title waiting in the future. Nobody standing there could know that more than a century later another musician would give this melody the name the whole world remembers. Music came first, name came later. The composer himself never knew it. The name came later, the song came first. A title Bach had never heard. Born as an heir, 121 years after Bach had died, 1871 arrived and Wilhelm stepped into the story. He arranged the melody so a violin could carry it on the lowest G string alone. And from that limitation came the title history. Remember words never written on Bach's original page attached themselves to the music, traveled outward and slowly became more famous than the formal name. Say only air and some may hesitate. Say air on the G string and recognition arrives instantly. The nickname walking past the name it was born behind. A century late, a name appeared. Centuries later, still right here. Right here. The name came later. The song came first. A tie Rock had never heard. Born as an air. Renamed by time. Air on the G string. Still alive. If Bach could stand here now and hear us tell him your air is known around the world as air on the G string, what expression would appear? Would he laugh and ask what G string? I never called it that a smile because someone more than a century later still cared enough to carry the melody forward. A work keeps traveling after the hands that made it disappear. Somebody rearranges it, somebody renames it, somebody discovers it in another century. And the music gathers futures its composer could never have imagined, while the original notes continue underneath every new layer. The title may change, but the melody remembers. The nickname may outrun the formal name, but the first voice remains inside it. Words arriving a century late can carry a piece centuries farther. A name is not always only a label. Sometimes it is evidence that somebody found the music again. Evidence that somebody loved it again. And the title Bach never knew became another doorway through which the whole world keeps entering his air. Real name Air. Stage name Air on the G string. The name came later, the song came first. A century late, the title arrived. 3 centuries on, the melody survives. A hit Bach never knew by name, but every note still sounds like Bach. Real name, hit. Stage name, hit. Air on the G string. Thank you forever. Lowest one, bottom string, the outside, the spotlight. Until today. The lowest one. loud, did not imitate the upper strings. It stayed low and looking deep in its own voice. So when somebody finally heard only that voice could do it, became impossible to replace. Maybe it can never climb from lowest highest at all. Maybe that the spotlight finally came down to where it had always been. Because you not have to pretend to be higher when becoming deeper can make up the world remember the name. Nothing is wrong with E or A or D, but G had a place only G could fill. Last place on somebody else's scale can become first place on your own. In the string at the bottom ended up inside of itself. Lowest one, quiet one. So what? One string, everything else allowed. One string, everything else. Rule. Call it a limitation. One weapon, one tool, one narrow route to a challenge that would be easier if every option stayed open. Normally we choose the simplest road, but add one strange restriction and suddenly solving the problem becomes more interesting than avoiding it. When everything is available, the answer comes quickly. When only one thing remains, the mind begins asking how far that single thing can go. One G string, one narrow path, and inside will help me's hands. A limitation stops looking like a disadvantage and starts becoming technique. Less allowed, more thinking. One rule, more thinking. One rule, find a way. Find a way. Limit it, limit it, limit it, limit it, limit it, limit it, limit it. Limit it, limit it, limit it. Sharpen the line. Cut it down, cut it down. Make it shine. One string only. Clear the run. Limitation makes it fun. A simple book could be the table overloaded. One black brush can speak louder than 100 colors fighting for the page. When choices disappear, invention appears. Invention becomes form, form becomes something nobody else would have made. Time limits, budgets, word counts, tools, rooms, rules. Every creator already works inside some kind of invisible frame. We usually want to break the frame, but sometimes the frame is exactly what forces the strange solution through the smallest opening. Reduce freedom, increase invention, narrow the road, find the move. Limit it, limit it, limit it, limit it, limit it, limit it, limit it. Limit it, limit it, limit it. Sharpen the line. Cut it down, cut it down. Make it shine. One string only. Clear the run. Limitation. If everything is possible, you can always choose later. If every road stays open, you never have to commit. But when this is the only tool, and this is the only moment, and this is the only path, the mind stops searching for exits and starts searching for answers. Restriction becomes a switch that wakes invention. Play the air on one G string, and suddenly fingering changes, phrasing changes. Every impossible move demands another solution, and every solution becomes technique until the limitation itself begins. Create the identity of the performance. No time means focus, no budget means build. Fewer words make every word heavier. One string means trust that one string until the end. Remove every restriction, and the run becomes easier. Keep the restriction and cross the finish line anyway. And suddenly, the narrow world you entered feels larger than the unlimited world you left behind. Clear condition, one string again, again. Clear condition, one string again, again. Limit it, sharpen the line. Cut it down, make it shine. Every wall can shape a way, every limit can shape a style. One string only. Clear the run. Restriction made it art. Clear condition, one string complete. Thank you forever. Thank you. forever.
This piece never shouts. This piece never shouts.
The world keeps fighting for volume, louder and brighter and bigger. Everybody acting like nothing can matter unless it forces every face to turn. Choruses explode, drops hit ceilings, lights and sound keep stacking higher. Every voice demanding, look at me, hear me, remember me now. But this air stays gentle from beginning to end. It never chases you, never startles you, never grabs your shoulders and forces attention. Still, you cannot ignore it. The quieter the melody moves, the closer your ear begins to lean, until somehow your heart is listening before you decide to. Not loud, still heard, then shouting, still remembered. Quiet wins, quiet whispers reach small in volume, huge inside. When somebody whispers, you move closer. When the sound becomes fragile, you become quiet enough to protect. The listener starts doing half the work. A loud voice enters from outside. A quiet voice makes you step toward it, and that small invitation can create more room inside you than force ever could. Volume and persuasion are not the same thing. Louder does not automatically mean stronger, and softer does not automatically mean weak. How carefully can one note be placed? How much feeling can live between two phrases? Silence is not emptiness when every small vibration carries weight. Louder? No. Go quieter. Quiet wins, quiet whispers reach small in volume, huge inside. It plays at weddings, it plays in films, it plays in farewells and moments when somebody remembers a person too important for ordinary words. This quiet melody keeps appearing beside the largest moments of human life. Not because it shocks the room, not because it proves it can overpower anything, but because it knows how to stand beside a feeling without interrupting it and somehow remain after everything else disappears. Real strength does not always need to demonstrate strength. A voice that truly reaches you does not always need to raise itself. If a calm melody can cross nearly 3 centuries and still touch somebody in another room, another life, another language, then that is already the answer. There is a silence louder than fortissimo. There is a phrase that lasts longer than an explosion. You do not have to steal the ear when music can make the heart move closer on its own. No, shouting still heard. Quiet wins, quiet whispers reach longer than the loudest sound, deeper than the biggest drop. Never shouting, still moving hearts. That is what loud can never measure. Without shouting, still reaching us. Thank you forever. This piece